the sacred grove with hearts and minds and flesh and bone. Join us now in ways of old. We have come home. We approach the sacred grove with hearts and minds and flesh and bone. Join us now in ways of old. We have come home. We approach the sacred grove with hearts and minds and flesh and bone. Join us now in ways of old. We have come home. We approach the sacred grove with hearts and minds and flesh and bone. Join us now in ways of old. We have come home. We have come home.
Thank you all for joining us this night on the Feast of Imbolc. As you saw, our ritual begins with processionaling in, followed by a chime of the bell or a tone of some sort for three chimes. And then we begin with an acknowledgement of the Earth Mother. As we are a nature-based faith and an acknowledgement of the earth being sacred are central to our duty and worship. We give praise. We start off our rituals with praise to this all-encompassing idea of Earth Mother. So after the invocation is given, we generally kneel, kiss our hand, and touch the earth, or if we're outside, some people might directly kiss the earth. Mark, would you lead us in the Earth Mother invocation?
O Earth Mother, from whose starry womb the green earth springs, you are the bearer of all life. We pray you bless and uphold this rite. So say we all.
So say we all.
Imbolc is the night that we make this hall in our homes ready for a very special guest. For this is the feast of the Celtic goddess Brí, of the Tua de Danann, goddess of poetry, healing, smithcraft, and midwifery. She's the year's midwife who births the sun and lights the tender fires of spring to begin the warming of the earth within the shadows of the frozen darkness. As our ancestors once did, as we do today, and as our children may do in the future, we are here to pay homage to Brí, Lady of Fire, to the gods of our hearths and homes, to our ancestors, to the spirits of nature that yearn for the passing of winter, and to the rising light of the year. Now is the time of the stirring when the earth begins to soften and the waters begin to flow. While frost still bites and the winds blow, the light is growing stronger and life begins to wake. This is the feast of Brí, the goddess of fire and water. Through the union of fire and water, the ancients, our forebears, worked magic to call in the spring. So let us join together as one folk and make our offerings in joy and in reverence. Tamid ansho kun nohor ahvart adona dea. We are here to honor the gods. So say we all.
So say we all.
When we conduct our rituals, we do not just assume that the beings that we invite or call upon on this day know who we are or where we are. Our grove might be conducting a private ritual at my home or at Mark's home or in a public park somewhere. So we have this step within our ritual that we call creating the cosmos and opening the gates. So in order to attract the attention of specific gods, deities, our ancestors, nature spirits, we give offerings to and open what we call the three gates. So there is the well, which you were doused with as you entered, the fire, and the tree. Opening the gates, if you need an analogy, is kind of like dialing the proper phone number or sending up a signal flare to the beings that we're trying to communicate with. An offering is given to each gate, so silver is often offered to the well to open communication to the underworld and our ancestors. Oil is offered to the fire and the realm of the gods, and herbs or nuts to the sacred tree and the spirits of nature. We're going to open the gates this time around with a song. And we have our very own local pagan choir to be helping us out with this tonight. Sacred waters flowing round,
sacred waters flowing round,
in your depths our prayers resound.
Sacred waters flowing round,
Bring our words to those long gone.
sacred waters flowing round,
We who remain shall carry on.
sacred waters flowing round,
Let the gate be open.
sacred waters flowing round,
Let the gate be open.
sacred waters flowing round,
Let the gates be open.
sacred waters flowing round,
Sacred tree, here where we stand.
sacred tree growing up,
Grow our love for this our land.
sacred tree growing up,
Bind the realms both high and low.
sacred tree growing up,
As above and so below.
sacred tree growing up,
Let the gate be open.
sacred tree growing up,
Let the gate be open.
sacred tree growing up,
Let the gates be open.
sacred tree growing up,
Sacred fires burning bright.
sacred fire burning up,
Fill our hearts with warmth and light.
sacred fire burning up,
Raise our prayers to gods on high.
sacred fire burning up,
As flames and voices split the sky.
sacred fire burning up,
Let the gates be open.
sacred fire burning up,
Let the gate be open.
sacred fire burning up,
Let the gates be open.
sacred fire burning up,
Mighty Kernanos, our portals open wide. The waters support and surround us. The land extends about us. The sky stretches above us. And at the center burns a living flame. We beseech thee, gatekeeper, to grant us safe passage to the other realm. Protect us on our journey and in our right. Kernanos, open the gates for us. Kernanos, osklachir nagiati. So say we all.
So say we all.
Thank you, everyone. Being polytheistic, we believe in the existence of a multitude of deities, not necessarily just our own, many of whom have nothing to do with our worship and may even potentially be hostile towards it. So during ritual, we acknowledge these forces both external and within us as well. Carissa, if you would mind doing the acknowledgement of the outdwellers.
Ancient Dark Ones, you who dwell in the outer dark, you who stood against our gods, you hold no power here. Trouble not our work. Likewise, we acknowledge in ourselves weakness and perversity, hatred and spite, cowardice and ignorance. We contemplate these ills, and for this time we set them aside. So say we all.
So say we all.
Now that our minds have been attuned to the task at hand, the gates have been opened, and we have drawn the attention of the kindreds, we will make the invocations and offerings to each one of them in turn. the ancestors, the nature spirits, the gods and goddesses, or shining ones. Kelly, if you would please lead the offering for the ancestors.
We hear your voices speaking words of wisdom into our unconscious minds. Your whispers awaken our dreams, our hearts, our desires. You who are our ancestors, you who once walked upon this earth and were part of our shared life eternal. We praise you with all that is sacred in our lives. Ancestors, be with us tonight.
Ancestors, be with us tonight.
Ancestors, be with us tonight.
Mark, if you would please give the invocation for the nature spirits.
Spirits of the land, of place, creatures of fur and flesh and feather, we call at you in respect and peace. Ever welcome and revered, we ask for your guidance. Walk with us now as we cross through the great gateway. Spirits of the earth, be with us tonight.
Spirits of the earth,
be with us tonight.
Spirits of the earth, be with us tonight.
Brian, if you would please give the invocation for the shining ones.
Patrons and patroness, hearken to us, your children. We call to you in the other realms in love and respect. Join with us in our work. May we know your presence within our grove. Shining ones, be with us tonight.
Shining ones, be with us tonight.
Now is the time for us to invite, our guest of honor. We will invite the goddess Bree to be with us. And as is ancient custom, the effigy of the goddess Bree, known as the Bride Dog, will walk through the room as a song to her is performed by our choir here. She will then be laid to rest at her bed over in the corner and asked to bless us by stirring the earth and beginning the melting of the snows, which I think we can all safely say that we're pretty much ready for. Dawn, if you would begin.
Goddess Bridget, peace weaver, healer, poet, queen, melt the snow and bring the spring. Great Bridget, gold bender, keeper of the flame. Blessed Imbolc, we sing your name. 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 We sing your name.
love and respect, we give offerings of song, of honey and oats. Bree, accept our sacrifice. Now we ask the goddess of fire and water to stir the earth and prepare the land for spring. This snow, taken from outside to be warmed and melted by her sweet flame, as representative of the task that we ask that she help us with on this day to start the stirrings of the earth. May that sweet maple sap flow, and may the spring actually start in earnest. We know it's still going to be a process, but it's what we ask. The first flame we light. Through this flame, may the warmth of the sun return to us as the days grow longer and life begins to stir within the earth. May she grant us the strength to persevere. Second candle is lit, and through this flame, may our hearts and minds feel the spark of inspiration that kindles new beginnings and fosters creativity within us. May she teach us moderation in all our endeavors. The third and final flame is lit, and through this flame, may all that lay sleeping beneath winter's blanket of white be renewed. May she bring fertility and awaken the green world. If anybody does have any personal effects, jewelry, tools, what have you, that you wish to have blessed by Bree, you're welcome to bring up and lay around her bed out here now at this time. Again, don't feel obligated, but if there is anything that you would say, please do so.
What are they doing?
There's enough room to actually put something down. You can also lay in the little bed if there's not enough room on the actual spot there. Okay, we're charging her banana. It makes perfect sense. Yeah. What's that? So once the main offerings have been made, the deities have been called, we gather up those offerings that we have made and focus our energy on connecting with the kindreds as we give this sacrifice. Gods and dead and mighty she.
Gods and dead and mighty she.
House of earth and sky and sea.
House of earth and sky and sea.
By welfare and sacred tree.
By welfare and sacred tree.
Accept our offerings.
Accept our offerings.
I love doing that. There's nothing wrong with bringing a little bit of showmanship into the matter. Dan, if you would please draw the first omen.
Gods and goddesses, ancestors and kindreds, with love and respect, we have offered you these gifts and sacrifices. In accordance with our shared belief and tradition, we ask you now how they've been received. Please grant us a sign of your acceptance.
A good omen indeed. Moon, or vine, more typically or commonly known would be the grapevine. How our offerings are received, this plant of great joy for many of us, is a sign to relax and rejoice and trust in what you have done, unwind and bask in the blessings of the gods. A good omen indeed.
Gods and goddesses, ancestors and kindreds, in humility and reverence, we ask what blessings you grant to your children in return. Let your will be shown to us.
It's been a long time since we pulled that. One of the 4 sacred treasures of the Tuatha De Danann, the Cauldron of Plenty. There's literally no other way to put it other than the Cauldron of Plenty. One of the best, signs to bestow, whether it be physical reward or spiritual. The Cauldron of Plenty symbolizes the desire and the ability to nourish and nurture all that require something, basically. So as a sign of acceptance and a blessing, after a ritual, it would indicate a very pleased acceptance from the spirits, and would be basically a reward of many bounties. So what we do at this time, as a way, our offerings have been given communally as a group. You have all joined us in song and prayer and by your presence. We take these blessings that we have received, we physically touch them to the blessing cup, and then we invite anybody who wishes to come up while the choir is going to sing another song to come and actually physically ingest those blessings, basically. Also, so that we are aware that it is also, cold and flu season and whatnot. We have little alcohol swabs that we kind of wipe and turn the cup as people are coming up to kind of deal with some of those issues. Again, if you don't feel comfortable, by all means, don't participate, and that is a-okay. Or come up and just touch the cup or something if you would prefer. Non-alcoholic. Yes. Also, there is, so these are bottles of mead that we have brewed ourselves. Don't chug it, just take a sip. If I could be so bold as to ask that, and then there is also a non-alcoholic option. So Brian will have the mead here, and Rowan will have the non-alcoholic option here as well. So is that the other one as well? Okay. So if I could ask people just slowly filter down, and we will replenish the cups as necessary.
Drink deep these blessings, and from the omens learn. When we honor the gods, we are gifted in return. Drink deep these blessings, and from the omens learn. When we honor the gods, we are gifted in return.
also like to take this moment to thank the pagan choir. Do you guys have a name, actually, for yourselves other than
The Halifax Pagan
the Halifax?
Singers.
Okay.
It's not very imaginative.
It's descriptive, and that's very important as well. But I'd like a round of applause for that. I think one thing we can see through a very large swath of different faiths is that music is something that brings a lot of us together, regardless of our tradition. And so having them here is it means a lot to me, and it's a blessing in my heart here. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Gods and goddesses, ancestors and kindreds, we affirm your gifts to us with love and respect. May we be ever thankful for these gifts that we have received, and may they carry us forward in our right and in our lives. So say we all.
So say we all.
Say we all.
Gods and goddesses, your strength is our strength. We thank you for your presence in our right and on our journey. You are ever welcome in our lives. So say we all.
So say we all.
Bree of the mantles, Bree of the hearth fire, Bree of the auguries, and woman of wisdom, Bree, daughter of Danu, lady of the triple flame, Bree above us, Bree below us, and in every air about us, Bree in our truest hearts. We thank you for your presence in our right and on our journey. Bree, Goro ma agit, so say we all.
So say we all.
Mark, if you would give your thanks to the nature spirits.
Spirits of place, friends of fur and flesh and feather, you who dwell in the untamed lands, we thank you for your presence in our right and on our journey. You are ever welcome in our lives. So say we all.
So say we all.
Kelly, if you would give the invocation to the ancestors.
Ancestors, you who inspire and move us forward, we thank you for your presence in our right and on our journey. You are ever welcome in our lives. So say we all.
So say we all.
Now, by the keeper of the gates and by our magic here, we end what we began. Let the fire be flame, the well be water, and the tree merely tree. Let all be as it was before. Kernos tuntur nagiati. Let the gates be closed. So say we all.
So say we all.
Mark, if you would lead us in our thanks to the Earth Mother.
Earth Mother, you granted us this life, and we walk in your fertile bounty. May we always remember to honor your gifts each day. So say we all.
So say we all.
Our ritual is ended. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.